With the holidays being here, I thought it'd be a great time to talk about family dysfunction. We're all around our family this time of year, and those roles that we played in our childhood are carrying over into our adulthood. So, this episode and the next three episodes are going to be talking about the different roles that we play within our family. This first one is going to be about the lost child. So, the lost child is near and dear to my heart, and it's probably because I identify personally with the lost child. I didn't come from what I would consider a dysfunctional family, but that doesn't mean that I didn't develop a role within my family. So, the lost child is the one that kind of goes unnoticed, the invisible child. They're the ones that do what they're supposed to do, don't cause any trouble, kind of sit back and observe everybody else's dysfunction. And as a child, it's a way of surviving. But when we take those same characteristics and put them into our adult lives, what happens is we create kind of a lonely existence for ourselves. In the work setting, the lost child is the one that comes in, does the work, and goes home. You're not going to see them hanging out in the break room, socializing. You're not going to see them getting together with a group to go to lunch. You're not going to find them at happy hour after work. They're going to go in, do their job, and leave. They're the ones that if something happened to them, it'll probably be a couple days before anybody even noticed they were gone, which plays into the whole I'm invisible thing that the lost child has. In relationships, the lost child has a hard time maintaining their relationships, and that has to do with their difficulty with expressing emotions. The lost child is not a person who is without emotions. They just don't express it in the way that most people are used to experiencing emotions. And so what will happen is when they get in a relationship, the other person may not feel loved because it's not coming in a traditional format. And so the lost child has a hard time holding on to these intimate relationships because they don't know how to make that connection to others. They don't know how to show their love. And this has to do with the way that they were raised in their childhood. Showing emotions didn't benefit them. And so they learn to be more cold, more rigid in the way that they approach or handle their emotions. When it comes to friendships, the lost child usually can only maintain one or two close friendships. And this has to do with how they were in childhood. So if you recall from earlier, what I was saying is that the lost child is the invisible one. They're the ones who fly under the radar, the ones who don't engage with many people, they don't cause much trouble, they just kind of sit back and observe. By doing those things, what happens is that they don't develop the social skills that others who interact more with people do. And it makes it difficult for them as an adult to be able to develop the friendships that they would like to have. And so the lost child usually is a loner, somebody who doesn't have a lot of connections to people, even though they want those connections. They just don't know how to establish them and maintain them. So the lost child is a very interesting person and one that I love working with. So if you want to know how do you deal with work situations, intimate relationships, friends, family as a lost child, you can do that by going to my website and contacting me. You can schedule yourself a free consultation and we can talk more about how we can take that lost child and make them not feel so invisible anymore. And don't forget to stay tuned for the next 3 weeks where I'll be covering 3 more different family roles. If you didn't identify with a lost child, you're probably somewhere in the next 3 weeks. So stick around and see if you can find yourself.